Okay, so it's time for a new episode of 2 Minute Tuesday, and this week's episode number 199, we thought we'd do one of our questions and answers episodes, where people send in their questions and we answer as many of them as we can. So these aren't going to be sort of full answers, and lots of these we will have videos with a full explanation of them. But these are the questions that were sent in, and I've got them on the computer now. So question number 1 is from Emma Janssen in the Netherlands, and it's how easily can foreigners buy property in Spain? Now, obviously, if you're from the Netherlands, then you are in the European Union and you have every right to buy, own, invest in Spain as part of the European Union. If you're not an EU resident or an EU passport holder, then there will be restrictions with regards to what you can buy, how long you can use the property and things like that. So, for example, a lot of British people will require visas if they want to come and live here. If it's a holiday home, there'll be restrictions on how long they can stay here. There are certain nationalities that will find it maybe very difficult to purchase here in Spain. So it's always worth speaking to your lawyer. If you're not from the European Union, speak to a lawyer that is proficient when it comes to visas and migration, immigration, things like that. Question number 2, Klaus Meyer in Germany. What additional costs should we allow on the property price? So obviously in Spain you have the price that's advertised that you'll see on the real estate agent's website. However, on top of that you need to add the government tax, and that varies depending on where you are in Spain, which autonomous region, what percentage they charge. So that typically varies. It's 8% in Murcia, and where we are here in Valencia, it's 10%. Then you've got your land registry fees, your notary fees, and your lawyer fees. So we tell clients in Valencia to budget sort of 12.5% over and above the sale price to cover the buyer's premiums. Question number 3. Do I need a lawyer or can I handle everything myself? And that's from Sarah O'Connell in Northern Ireland. You can do it yourself. However, you need to be pretty proficient in the language and understanding of the system. That it's an awful lot of money to be spending on a house and skimping on the legal aspect of it. I certainly would never ever recommend it. We have a sale that's going through at the moment where the buyer is doing everything themselves, allegedly doing everything themselves. They're ringing us on a daily basis to ask for our assistance, and there are some things that the lawyer is they're trying to cut corners, and we can help them as much as we can, but we have other things to do, and they should really be using the services of a lawyer. You wouldn't do an operation on yourself, so why would you buy a house yourself when there are professional people that can do it for you? Question number 4, this is from Jan de Bruin in Belgium. How can we tell if the properties are fully legal and registered? Difficult. As an agent, our philosophy is, why would we put a property on our website if we couldn't sell it? So if you saw a property on our website, you fell in love with it, you wanted to buy it, and you contact your lawyer and say, this is the property we want to buy, and the lawyer says, no, the house isn't legal, you can't buy it, then realistically I've wasted my own time going to the property, photographing it, doing all the marketing and advertising. I've wasted the vendor's time for telling them that they can sell their property, and more importantly, I've wasted your time as the buyer in taking you to a property that your lawyer isn't going to allow you to buy. So it's not in an agent's interest to take a property on where the paperwork isn't correct. When we take a property on, if there's any ambiguity in the paperwork at all, straight to the lawyer. Get the lawyer to check all of the paperwork and tell the vendor what needs to be done in order to make the property correct. If there are little things that need updating, the vendor's paid off the mortgage, but they haven't updated the land registry, they've built a garage and it's built legally, but it hasn't been put on the deeds. These are really simple things to overcome. But there aren't really many illegal properties, and the person who's selling it, they know that in the first place, and any switched on agent isn't going to touch the property with a barge pole. So that should give you some peace of mind. And the final thing is, you use your lawyer, and your lawyer will ask all the correct questions. Okay, this is from Ingrid Rasmussen in Denmark. And she asks, is the Hondon Valley suitable for full-time living? If you want to go skiing here, then maybe not. But yeah, I mean, I would say the vast majority of the properties in the Hondon Valley are lived in full-time rather than being holiday homes. It depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for stuffed donkeys, kiss me quick hats, and a walk on the beach every day, then obviously not. It's 35 minutes to the beach from here. If you're looking for beautiful scenery, very, very peaceful, very pretty villages, bars, cafes, restaurants, and a nice quality lifestyle, then the Hondon Valley is absolutely fantastic. And there are enough resources on our website alone, with all the videos of all the fiestas and all the things that go on in the valley. But you've got to come, you've got to experience it, and make your own mind up. But I've lived here since 2006. It's fantastic. I think that's a good point, actually. If you're looking to work, then you have to do a lot of homework. If you're looking to retire, then fantastic. But yeah, if you're looking to work, then you really need to be self-employed, autonomo as it's called here, because work is especially in the countryside, in villages, it's a little bit more difficult to find unless you're able to run your own business. Tom and Lucy Walker in the United Kingdom. What are the running costs for a typical villa? Long question, or long answer. Short question, long answer. But I can't run through it all because there's too much to go through. And obviously, a lot of it depends on the size of the villa that you have as to the running costs. You have your council tax, which in Spain will be a fraction of what you pay in the north of Europe, hundreds of euros as opposed to possibly thousands of pounds. You have there's normally a small tax for the bins and the wastewater. It certainly is here in Hondon, which again is 100-ish euros. You've got your electricity bills, you've got your water bills, you have your internet. We've got fibre optic everywhere here in the Hondon Valley. Silly things like your car tax. You can have a 2-litre turbo petrol car and the tax is 70-80 euros a year, as opposed to considerably more than that if you live in Belgium and Holland. And you'll find that things like food shopping and things will be correspondingly cheaper as well. So the cost of living is going to be quite a bit less. You're probably a little bit healthier because there's very few fast food restaurants in the village. So you'll be fine. Number 7, this is from Petra Lindholm in Karlsbad in Sweden. Sweden. How easy is it to rent out a property when we're not there? We are only going to be there part-time. Can we rent it to cover the costs? Yes, you can. It depends how you want to rent it. If it's a long-term rental or a short-term rental, it may be that you'll require a touristic license in order to rent it if you want to appear on the likes of Airbnb. And that then depends on whether your property is in a rustic area or whether your property is in an urban area, as to the likelihood of being able to rent it. When you are looking at the property, speak to the agent and ask the agent, because different areas have different rules. And so, if you go into Hondon and you say you want to rent it, then there'll be a certain set of requirements in order to be able to do that. If you go into another town or area, then they'll have a separate set of requirements in order to do it there as well. So ask the question of the agent, and they should be able to give you a good answer. Question number 9 from Ilse Bergstrom, and I don't know where she's from. How long does the buying process take in general? Well, we've done sales that the fastest sale we've done was in, I think, about 8 working days, and that was chaos because there was so much required to be done in that short period. Or the property paperwork was absolutely perfect, everything was correct, so it wasn't the documentation was going to take time. It was just finding enough cardboard boxes for the vendor to get everything packed up. Give the buyer their dues. The offer was made on the understanding that they could do that, and the vendor agreed, but getting everything done in that such a short period of time was very, very stressful for everybody concerned. In general, you want your lawyer to be like your surgeon or your doctor. You want them to be thorough and good rather than fast and cut corners. And so we generally find that a sale will take between 6 and 8 weeks in order to get all the paperwork, all the documentation, get everything in order so that everybody is happy with what we have. And it gives the vendor enough time to get everything sorted, it gives the buyer enough time to get everything sorted. As long as everyone, the vendor has got everything in place ready to move, and the buyer has got everything in place ready to make the purchase, then it should 6-8 weeks is normally a good timeline to allow everybody to do it. The only caveat to that is that in Spain, in the month of August, nothing happens. Everybody goes to the beach. So if August falls within that 6-8 weeks, add 2 or 3, 4 weeks on, because everyone's on the beach in August in Spain. And then the final one is the question that I've selected to put in here, but it's the one I don't really want to answer. And this is from Bjorn in Sweden. Oh, a few Swedish inquiries on this one. Is the Hondon Valley a safe place to invest and purchase a house? Now, the one word we very, very rarely use on our website or in any of our marketing materials, and I think ever, is the word invest, because I don't think property is the guaranteed investment that it was when maybe I was younger and first investing in the property market, and that we used to make a lot of money on it. I think a lot has changed in the world since then, and we've gone through financial crisis, we've gone through Brexit, we've gone through COVID and things like that. And so I think people are a lot more cautious when it comes to property. However, there are good investments to make with property, and I always say to a lot of clients that you often make your money when you buy the property, not necessarily when you sell it. But if you buy at the right time and you buy at the right price, then this is a good time to do it. There are the certain kinds of property that will always sell well, and sometimes it's a case of buying the right kind of property so that when you do need to sell it, you've got a property that's not that niche that you're going to find it more difficult to sell. So it's about finding the right sort of property, and trust me, you will, as you're learning the Spanish property market and you're doing your research, you will find the properties that sell quickly, because they will be on the website one day available and the following day they'll be reserved or sold. And it really can move that quickly, and we can sell a property when we go to do the valuation or when we go to do the photographs. We'll snap a few quick photographs and WhatsApp them to somebody, and often we can sell the property there and then. So you will learn what properties sell really quickly, and what properties, if they've been on the website for quite some time, then they're the ones that are more difficult. So try and stick to the easy to resell properties, and that's always a good way to help you with an investment. But your money's going to be fairly safe, but who knows what's going to happen 6, 12, 18 months down the road, 5 years down the road. It's not the rock solid investment that it once was. But then again, where else do you put your money? Pork loins and orange juice, I think it was, in trading places. So that's it for this week's thing. We've fired through 10 questions really quickly, just run over 10-12 minutes. However, if you do have any questions that we haven't covered in this week's episode, and you would like some specific answers or personalised answers, then please feel free to drop me a line. If you're looking at selling a property, we are desperate for properties at the moment. We really are short of properties on the website. So if you're thinking of selling a property, drop me a line. I'll come and visit you in the house. I'll run through all of your paperwork, advise you on what needs doing, how to get your paperwork up in order to make the sale, and obviously give you a valuation. And it's without obligation. You don't need to sign anything or do anything or pay anything in order to have that done. And until the next episode of 2 Minute Tuesday, hopefully you've enjoyed it, and we'll look forward to seeing you then. So Until then, have a great day. Speak soon. Adios.